Parkinson's disease affects nearly 1 million Americans. It slowly robs people of movement, independence, and eventually, much of the life they once knew. For George Ackerman, Parkinson's disease wasn't something he learned about in a doctor's office. It was something he watched happen to the person he loved most.
When I heard the word Parkinson's, I didn't even know it was a disease because I just never had any experience about it.
That person was his mother, Sharon.
She went from someone who can walk pretty significantly, a few miles, to 2 years in a cane, then a walker, a wheelchair, and then bedbound for 7 days until she passed.
But before Parkinson's, Sharon was the center of everything.
Well, I met Sharon in 2010 when I was 19 years old. So she quickly became a very important person in my life.
So we do have our DVD from our wedding. And my mother, thankfully, had PD, Parkinson, but she was still able to function that day. And I'll never forget the mother and son dance. And it's actually the cover of, A Son's Journey, a book I wrote, because it's sometimes even now it's tough to talk about all of this.
After the wedding, the family grew even closer.
She was the center stone of our family, really. We always went to her, we ate dinner with her, we would go to her house on Sundays or she would come to us. She was very much the focal point of our family. We all looked to her. She was the matriarch.
Then one night at dinner, George noticed something was wrong.
I noticed she had a lot of stiffness, my mother, in her left arm, which actually caused trouble cutting her food.
When he asked about it, Sharon brushed it off. Like many people facing a difficult diagnosis, she didn't want to worry the people she loved.
She was the kind of person who was very strong and didn't want to burden our family with anything.
For a while, life continued.
She lived independently. She shopped herself. She had her nice gathering of friends. She would go out. She was able to come over Sundays and have dinner.
But Parkinson's is relentless.
First she couldn't walk as much, then she had to use a cane. Then, that progression of losing your ability to really move your body freely by yourself, that slowly started to go. But the last year, every 3 months, it would be an even bigger decline.
The turning point came in the middle of the night.
I received a phone call from my father, and they were divorced, but we all kept in touch. He was in New York and called me from New York to Florida, and he said, "George, you have to get up." It was about 4 a.m. "You need to rush over to your mother's house."
When George arrived, he found Sharon outside.
She was moving furniture out of her house, so I approached her and said, "Mom, what are you doing?" She said she's scared and she thinks there's somebody inside that might harm her.
It was a frightening sign that the disease was taking more from Sharon than her mobility.
So I went in just to make sure, in my background training in law enforcement, and it was completely empty. So I went outside, really didn't know what to do. She was frantic still, almost didn't believe me, and I rushed her to the hospital.
From that moment on, caring for Sharon became a family mission.
Go, take care of your mother. We have to take care of her. We have to bring her in. We tried to have her live with us towards the end, since we thought, she will live a lot longer. We wanted to include her in her journey and her suffering. She didn't have to do any of it alone. We wanted to be part of it.
The disease continued to progress, but even during the hardest days, there were moments when Parkinson seemed to disappear.
Her favorite time, though, was any time the family was there. She had 3 grandchildren, and it was funny because her house was almost like, if you want to say a safe house, where you're allowed to scream. The kids can make a mess, and she just, smiled, and we all forgot Parkinson's, including her.
Those moments became more precious as Sharon's health declined.
Last year was the darkest because I didn't even know this term existed of long-term hospice. I didn't even know that could even be a thing. But that was basically the last year. And it was tough because she wanted to get better.
On New Year's Day 2020, Sharon passed away. She was 69 years old.
I felt really alone. We didn't know who to call, what help to get. I was always hoping, it was like the movies where you'd see that nice shining white light and the good guys would come rescue, but unfortunately for our family, they didn't. And I just don't want anyone to ever feel alone like we did.
Many families would have quietly carried their grief. George and his wife chose something different.
I don't want my mother to be forgotten for the 15 or 18 years she battled Parkinson's.
What started as a simple memorial website became something much larger.
That website, where I hoped we'd have 3 or 4 people see it, has had over 70,000 people visit.
The response transformed grief into purpose.
I started going to walks in memory of my mother, and then I didn't just participate, we started doing things. So I'm on all different social media 24/7. Unfortunately, there are nights I still don't sleep thinking of my mother and wishing she was with us. So I just continue to raise awareness.
Keeping her memory alive is it's my mission, really, and supporting George in his crazy mission of curing Parkinson.
Today, George and his family continue to advocate for patients and families facing the same journey his family endured. Not because the pain has disappeared, but because he remembers what it felt like to face it alone.
I want to make sure that people feel that they're not alone and also know it, because there's people like me out there that will not rest. And also, we care so much for the people still battling today and their families.
Parkinson's took Sharon's mobility. It took years she should have had with her family. But it did not take the love she left behind. And today, that love continues to move others forward.
I love, through research to someday stop the progression, even if we can rewind it, bring everyone back to before Parkinson.